Hello, so this is the Harmony Garden, June the 24th, 2023. You can see the elders starting to turn to fruit. Just wanted to give you an update really on what's happening, all kinds of things going on. One of the blueberries has been struggling, so we think we might have lost one of them, brought it into the shade. The autumn olive at the back there, or the Eleagnis ambulata, seems to be doing okay in the shade, but it might survive, it may survive, may not. Buddleia, feverfews come out, so different things now come out in flower. Mugwort, lungwort spreading, which is great ground cover. Some sunflowers growing here, but not too well because it's in the shade. Green manures and borage. Borage has come out. Beautiful borage. Trying to grow pokeweed or Photolacca americana here. Starting to flower. We'll see how well that does. You can make ink from the berries, and you can use it as an asparagus substitute, but you have to be careful how you cook it because it is classified as poisonous. The wildflowers that we had last year along here haven't been so prolific, so the ecosystem's changed a bit along here, although these have come up. So cornflowers, and I think this is Dyer's chamomile. So oxeye daisies are out. Rhubarb starting to take shape. Josterberry hasn't really got much. No fruit on it, hasn't produced any fruit so far. What else can I tell you? Oh yeah, so these are my favourite flowers at the moment here. Zinnias, great border plants in pots as well, but they're great for bordering the edges of the garden, which is what we intend to do, is border all the way along with flowers. More feverfew. Or pathway we've incorporated into here. This will change the shape of this because the bamboo has actually proved to be a little bit dangerous, as you can see from my scarf. And this is our first sunflower in the elderbed. So this is called the elderbed because it's right near the elder trees. This one's got a beautiful head on it. Some more at the back. And shopping basket is shielding tree cabbages. You can just see them there from the pigeons. There's only 2 or 3 really that seem to have taken, but we'll see how well they do. More green manures that need to be chopped and dropped. Lucerne. This has already been cut once around here and it's come back really well. So this is our plum tree. Lots of Phacelia. The Phacelia, the green manures, the Lucerne, Phacelia, and mustard greens. We've seen 3 different varieties of bees on them. Can't quite identify them yet, but it's really good to see that happening. And our, where are we? So gooseberries are coming out here. Fruit is a we're going to be okay harvesting fruit because of the lead content from the research that I've done. it's okay to eat fruit because the lead level content by the time it comes up through the roots, through the stem, through the leaves is much less so. And the lead levels here that we're doing remediation for are based on what's acceptable for a community garden. If this was a residential space, the lead levels would be more acceptable. However, I'm on a bit of a mission and want to reduce them as much as possible. So delphinium will be coming out soon. You can see the lucerne flowers, and you might see the bees. Yeah, the bees, just a bee over there. I think it's a bufftail. I call it a white bufftail because it's got a white bum, but I'm not quite sure about bees. I've got a lot to learn about them. More borage coming out, and goldenrod is good for drawing lead from the soil as well, so we're using that as well. This is another blueberry which seems to be doing better than the other one, but struggling a little bit too. They're in pots, and the reason they're in pots is because they prefer ericaceous compost. It's a bit of an experiment. We're not sure if it's going to work long term. This is another one which was a blueberry cut-in, I think from when we were at Wishtree a few years ago now, our project down there. This is Gaultheria procumbens. The berries on this are a bit like germaline. Swings and roundabouts if you really like that kind of smell and flavour. Artichokes doing really well. Lupins are just starting to turn to seed. Lupins are good for nitrogen, providing nitrogen fixing. Raspberries got new growth on them. Harvested a few of them today. You can see more Phacelia, green manure. And these are scented pinks here. And I think this is another one, Dianthus. Oh look, ladybird. We've got lots of ladybirds here, ladybird larvae as well, so that's great. So the ecosystem is building up really well. Ants, flies, brilliant. We've seen dragonflies. We've seen what's a common brown butterfly, I think, as well here. Lavender is doing well, and this is a lavender grown from seed by Pam. It's got a couple of new shoots on it, so that's brilliant. More borage coming on. Sunflowers, apple trees still struggling a little bit. Viper's bugloss, which is seeded from last year. This is the black hollyhock. Broom, cytisus, yeah, that's right. Some more, all this edge we've just let go wild for supporting various different creatures. Flies, hello flies. Pond, this is our pond. We have water snails in there, but we're not sure how well this is going to do. We're limited to what water we can put in here because we need water for the plants, so we'll see. I think there's a little bit of creeping Jenny in there. Oxide daisy at the back. So this is our more edible bit that we can eat from now. This is really struggling. You can see the foxes have had to go at this. So we're kind of just praying really and just seeing what can happen. This is all struggling here, the perennial rye. Yeah, we're doing the best we can with the limitations. We've got about 9 litres of water that we bring, 5 litre bottles of water that we bring from home. We've got a neighbour who said we could use their hose pipe to fill the water butts up, but you know, yeah, we're trying. But this is all part of testing for resilience, to see what will survive, what we can do, but more how we work together as a community to keep this particular aspect of the garden alive. We've harvested some broad beans and some mange too, and I would be punished if I didn't say mange tu, Rodney, and the harmony is no why. So the nasturtiums struggling a bit, as I say, all of the plant a bit is struggling, and this is our newest structure to show you. This squash is growing up, so we've just put a bit of artwork in, really. So structural diversity begets biological diversity, principle by Ben Folk. So got flowers coming on, tomatoes. We harvested some potatoes today. This is a second lot that we'll hopefully harvest later on. Cucumbers, more squashes. This is a cucumber that we took from a cutting of plants last year. It's struggling, but we'll see how that goes, how that works. It's all an experiment. So we are reusing this space. So this is a cold frame where we normally have seedlings and bringing plants on. So we got given these bags by a resident, and we're sucking functions, reusing the space. They're only annuals. Once they're finished, we can take it all out, reuse the compost, and then it'll be ready again for spring. And so there is another side to running a community garden or any garden. Had a good sort out in the nursery area. This is where our toilet's going to go. This is actually tidy, believe it or not. So all these bags are pots that have been graded from their sizes. So I've been doing that today. So it just makes it a little bit more accessible. These, just putting a little bit of a hedge line here, but these are struggling. These little hazels. This is now going to be our seed sowing space and workshop space underneath this beautiful sycamore tree, shade. Yeah, things are struggling in here too. Although the amaranth has come up. It was only sown on Wednesday by Ellie. Well done, Ellie. Yeah, just need to get these sorted. We've struggled with damping off and using compost that didn't really suit seedlings, so lessons learned. Willow has been struggling. We've lost some of the willow. This willow is kindly given to us by Mudlarks. Thanks, Mudlarks. This is from plot 163B. This is a cinnamon vine or Chinese yam growing up here. They have little really sort of tiny potatoes that will grow on them, called air potatoes, and you can also eat the big tuber at the bottom. It's just an experiment to see what happens with that, and also we are a demonstration site, so we do want to demonstrate these things as well. More green manure. Black currants are doing really well. Sunflowers. Need a little bit more diversity over here, really. Saskatoon, struggling, but it seems to be holding its own. Yeah, you can see the bees really love the green manure, as I said earlier. Lucerne. Oh yeah, and at the back there, I planted some purple kale, which is struggling a little bit in this heat. Swamp milkweed. This is supposed to be black daylily. More sunflowers. Calendula. These are sunflowers that have self-seeded from last year, so brilliant. Chard that's gone to seed. This is a ladybird larvae turning into a ladybird. More sunflowers. And a fig tree that we were given by a resident. And yeah, that's kind of about it for now, really, for this update. Okay, Bye for now.